Okay. Yesterday we discussed about so what is the class and identifiers, what exactly we need to the class names. Did you practice it right?
Yes, sir.
Hope you have done with valid and invalid case also, right?
Yes.
Now coming to class names. After that we are going to discuss about identifiers. So after identifier, now we are talking about variables. What is variable in this? In the class we mentioned, right? So what is variable? So the variable which we want to define a address. So we want to store some allocation or some value in one XYZ location. So while defining the data type. So variable name is depends on data type. See now if you want to hold this data, so with 9, it is a integer like number. So number if you want to store, you need to define as int. If you want to store floating 9.9, you need to define as a float. That's what we are going to see. So variable should have type of data, right? See this variable, it will be hold irrespective of condition like string or string number combination, special characters, so whatever we want to define. That the definition of a variable should be defined. So variable definition is data type and variable name. You are getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
If you want to define one variable, you need to define data type, means type of data. So variable name. See now variable, why you are using, you are trying to use variable, we want to store some data. You are clear? So we want to store some data in variable and we want to use across the application, across the program. Either it would be method level, either it would be class level. Now, so if you want to define a name, suppose number or suppose address. See, what address will contain? Address will contains combination of numbers, right? You are getting what I'm saying? Numbers and special character also there, right? Now let's see one address I want to write. 3 dash, you are getting 22, door number. You are getting what I'm saying? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See now we want to store this data. So the data type is combination of special character and numbers. Now we need to define this data as a string. You are getting what I'm saying? Like this. Now A will holds this data and the data defining type of data we are defining. So now if you want to define one variable, so address of the variable or variable reference or variable name. So we can call it as variable name. So now variable name and data type. So you are clear on syntax right now. So data type and variable name we are giving and we are assigning that variable to this number. So this number will hold this 9 and we will use in the program. Now how it is printing in here, some XYZ JVM memory location with it will store and it will print it. Now how many types of variables will be there? Now we want to see that. Clear? Type of under the name we are going to declare. Now data types. So we want to discuss more on data types. So how many data types available in Java? There are 2 data types. One is primitive data type, another one is non-primitive data type. You are clear? Primitive data type in the sense, directly we are going to define our variable name as Boolean, character, byte, short, int, long, float, and double. See now we are defining this data. So directly we are going to assign what we know. Now coming to registration page. Just try to understand. So we are having 4 fields. One is login ID, like login ID you need to give, or else let me like this, email ID, mobile number. Next, after mobile number, it's after that gender, then submit. See, now from front end we need to fill this data. In the address also, again what we want to do, again what we want to give, there are 3 fields we want to give inside the address. Now in the address, door number, that one of the text field, and like area name, then landmark. Now then what it is, landmark, then now next step would be pin code. Now here, how many classes we require? 2 classes we require. One is registration class, another one is address class. Now what I am going to do is class address. First I need to define class address. First what we need to define? Private string door number, done. Next, private string name, done. Now private landmark, done. Now private int. Now clear, right? So this is the class done. So this is again we are having the property inside the registration page. Now again we need to call this into inside the class registration. Class registration. Now first is private mail ID. Private mail. What I am doing? Mail ID. Now private mobile number. Let me keep it as int. Mobile. Trying to understand how I am writing. Next, private string gender. Now what is the next? Next one is address. So address already we defined. This class we already defined with whatever the required fields. Now the same class we want to use definitely in registration page, right? Now wait, address. The address is the type of the variable which we want to define. So this is the class. This is the primitive data type. This is the class. Now what we are giving, like this, we are going to give as variable. Now you need to understand this concept. See, these all are data types we already know. Now we want to keep XYZ data inside the class. Now we are combining 2 classes. This is already having data types. These are all related to primitive data types. Primitive data types means already defined, but not coming to string. String is not a primitive data type. This is one of the primitive data type. As of now, we can understand. Now, this is the class. Here you are defining class. You are getting what I am saying. Or clear or any confusion? Class is the data type and variable name is the address. In this class, it will hold many data again, but
Yes.
this is one of the data type. So that we can call it as, these we can call it as primitive data types, and this we can call it as non-primitive data type. So it might be list, it might be a class, it might be array. So whatever it might be a string. So see now the major difference is primitive data type. The data types includes boolean, char, byte, short, int, long, float, which are predefined by Java utility. Means predefined. Now non-primitive data types. In non-primitive data types also there are many classes already developed which we are going to use. But in general way, classes are the non-primitive data types, interfaces, arrays. Now what data type we have defined here? Here we have defined is non-primitive. So this is what? Now you need to understand how many data types will be there. There are two types of data types. One is primitive data type, another one is non-primitive data type. So primitive data type always will come. Yes, predefined, like int, float, char, byte, string. So these are our primitive. Non-primitive data type classes, interfaces, and arrays. I hope you are clear, right? Now let's take primitive data type example. Now you need to understand this float. 8 types of primitive data types: boolean, byte, char, data, short, int, long, float, double. Clear or any confusion?
Clear.
See, now you need to understand more. Data types, primitive, non-primitive. Just now we discussed, right? String, array, etc. means classes. Primitive data type: boolean, numeric, character, integer, inside that integral, inside that integer, floating points. So these are the data types which we are going to use. So now you have doubt, sir, here I have small b, here I have capital B. Do you have any doubt? Now here I have number, numeric, here I have character as a caps along with, then here I am using char. You are trying to get under what I am saying?
Yeah.
These are the basic data types. These are the wrapper types. There are two types of data types again. Inside the primitive, there are two types of data types. One is wrapper class, another one is direct. That we will discuss. As of now, you can remember low level. You are getting what I am saying?
Yes.
Now primitive data types are like this. Coming to non-primitive, now whatever the predefined classes are what we are going to develop, arrays and strings all will come non-primitive data type. Now these are the length. Boolean is going to accept true or false values, and the size of this is 1 bit. True or false it will accept. Byte means 2 complement integers. So now 8 bits. So till 1 minus 128 to 127 it will accept. If you want to assign more than that value, it cannot hold it. Character, it will allow like single character, whatever we are going to define. Short, this is like how bytes is working the same way. The limit was minus 32 to 768. Nothing is there. Here you need to do byte means 2 cube. 2, you are getting what I am saying?
Yes.
2 power 8. 2 into 8, 8 bytes, 2 into 16, 2 into 16 times. Like that, the things will happen. You are getting?
Where we just information on.
Yes. These all are right. 2 into 2 into again 2. You are getting what I am saying? Into again 2. Into again 2. Now, what is the type? 32. Now into 2. Now again into 2. So then 8 times will go over. 2 power 8. 2 power 8 means 128. Now here 2 power 16. So again we need to do into 2 into 2 into 2. Like these things will happen. This is internally, it will execute like this. Where is slide share here? Yeah. Now see, now you got it right what I am saying. So the calculation of the storing values, 2 into 8 bytes, 2 power of 8, 2 power of 16 here. Now 2 power of 32. You are getting right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Nothing is there. 2 bytes always will be zeros and ones. Bytes will be stored right back end. What is bytes? So zeros and one concept it will convert. So now zeros and ones will be 2, right? 2 into power of something will happen. Nothing more than that. This is the size of we are going to store. Now we just now discussed it, right? So types of variables, these are. Now in the class, these data types and variables we are going to define. 3 types of variables will be there. One is local variable, another one is instance variable, another one is static variable. Before yesterday we discussed what is the main method. Main method will have public, static, void, menu. Now the method will be, we can call it as static method. Now the same way, if you want to define one variable, now you are trying to define, let's understand what is local variable, what is class, instance variable. Now clear. Let me go for Eclipse. Data types, right? How many types of data types will be there? You can see here. Character, it will allows one value. Integer, it will allows 89 till 1. If you are trying to do, so it will allow only till 128, right? Integer. No, not byte, it is byte. 133. 133. Now I am trying to execute this. So what it is directly saying? Cannot convert into to byte. Now it is going to allow. You are getting right? So if it is 127 also will accept. If it is 129, you are able to see this is getting error. Now this is what you need to understand. So always 2 power of size. See, these are the data types we are trying to. Character, how we are going to define, and how we are going to byte, short, double always will be accept decimal points. So always float if you want to define. F is the mandatory after floating point. Now try to execute it. So these are the sizes and limitations that you need to remember. Now we are able to execute. Now the same way.
Float lo compulsory last F undalani.
100%. Then only your compiler will understand it is floating.
Mari double float.
Double it is not required. It is always take the decimal points.
Okay.
Any doubts? Any doubts on this primitive data type? Now coming to, let's before that, now non-primitive data types. Before going to this, let's understand. This is
ఈ
primitive.
వాల్యూ అన్న ఈ వాల్యూ కంటే ఎక్కువ ఇస్తే యాక్సెప్ట్
It won't accept, it will store. See, let us assume now you are trying to go for first floor to 8th floor. The capacity was that around 1000 kgs. So they can lift that from first floor to 8th floor. But you are trying to keep more than that. What will happen? We will get alarm sound, right? Or else it won't move. Like that, the predefined data types have defined based on the algorithm. So they already defined the sizes of that. So if we want to trying to do that, it won't be allowed. These are the sizes, ranges from values, range of values. These are the range of values. This range of values are coming Boolean 1 bit. 1 bit means only 1 bit of size. So you know bit and byte. No, right? So can you go through, that is the operating system understandable language. You can go through once, then you will understand what is bit and byte. What is zeros and one and mission understandable language.
మన అంటే ఎక్కువ కావాలంటే ఎట్లా అన్న మరి ఇప్పుడు అది అంతవరకు యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తుంది మనకు రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఎక్కువ ఉందంటే ఎలా చేయాలన్న
So that's what I am saying. These all are introduced because of that only. Now we are talking about this line, right? So on top of that Boolean, character, integer, these all are there, right?
Yeah.
So this was introduced. And what about string? If you want to keep some other data, you need to define string. String also introduced, right? And class variables also introduced. Clear?
Okay.
Now variables. So defining the variables with the data type is different. In the class, there are 3 types of variables we are going to define. One is local variable, another one is instance variable, another one is static variable. In local variable means, suppose yesterday we have done one addition program. So inside the addition, we have done a plus a comma b while passing the input parameter, and we assigned one variable c, right, int c. So within the method we are going to define. There are 20 methods in class A, but each 20 methods we are going to define local variable. Means 20 methods are performing 20 calculations, or let us assume. So that 20 calculation we are going to define 20 names, 20 variables after performing the operation inside the method. Now you need to declare inside the body of the method is called local variable. Clear? This is the class int a equal to 10, int p equal to 20. Now what I am doing, this is class level. Now what I am trying to do is public void add. Inside the add, I am passing a comma into b. Clear? Then now into c equal to a plus b. See what it is. This is the local variable. Inside the method you are defining. These are instance variables. Because you are keeping them into inside the class. Inside the class B, let us assume. Now I want to use the same in class A comma b. So now what we need to do is public void main string add. So now I want to use class B in class A. What we need to do? Create the instance. Create the instance or create the object.
Objective.
Exactly. Now, B object of
A. B equal to
yes, B equal to B of new. New B of.
B.
Now our object is created. Now we are going to call. So object dot A equal to 30. I am going to assign. Now this is instance. Inside the instance, these two will be available.
Yes.
You are getting what I am saying? But the C will not be available.
Yes.
Clear? So this we can call it as instance variable. Now coming to static. Static C or D, static into D equal to 40. Now here we are calling, suppose you have defined in B. Now we are calling by using object, right? Now you no need to do anything. Directly B dot what we have defined D. B dot D equal to 50. This D variable available at class level. It's not at instance level. Even though we are calling instance also, we will able to get, but without creating. I don't want to use any other variable. I want to use only this. So then we directly will call as class name dot D. So then we are calling it as static variable. So why we are calling this as static variable? Inside the variable, before the variable name, we are defined as a static keyword. Static is a keyword we can use at class level, at variable level, at method level. So if you
Static unte object create చేయను
అవసరం లే. Static you are defining, it will be available across the class. When class will load, by default it will load. If you want to load these two variables, you need to create the variable. Like you need to create the object or you need to create the instance. Instance and object creation both are same. So that's why we are call it as instance variable. This we can call it as static variable. This we can call it as local variable. Clear or any doubt?
clear.
Naveen,
అన్న
clear?
క్లియర్ అన్న.
See, now the difference you need to declare before use anywhere in a method or block. This is what the statement was. Can you wait 1 minute? Yeah, now I'm back. See, this is what I want to understand. Now the inside the class, there are three types of variables we are going to declare. One is instance variable, just defining at the method at the class level, and another one is static, so which we are going to use static method. Hello, you are there?
Yes.
You are there, right? Yeah.
అన్న.
Yeah. Now we are going to define static keyword that we can call static. So inside the method we are going to use. See, this variable we defined, right? This will not be available across the class we want to use. It will be only visible for at a method level. That's what we are calling it as local variable. Local method. Inside the local method we are going to define. So this is what they are saying.
అది ఎక్కువగా ఏ కేస్ లో యూజ్ చేస్తారు?
So you want to use method level, the same method, the variable you want to use calculation purpose కోసం వాడతారు. ఆ మెథడ్ ఆ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ అయిపోగానే మనం వదిలేస్తాం దాన్ని. ఒకవేళ ఆ మెథడ్ లెవెల్ కాకుండా క్లాస్ లెవెల్ వాడాలంటే క్లాస్ స్టార్టింగ్ లెవెల్ క్లాస్ స్టార్టింగ్ లో డిక్లేర్ చేసి మనం వదిలేస్తాం. Declare before use anywhere in a method or block. Declare anywhere at class level. See, now you need to understand. Declare anywhere at class level before or after use. Declare anywhere at class level with static keyword. Clear, right? This is what? Now, initialize variable none must be assigned a value before the first use. Like calculation part, you need to use 0 for numbers, false for booleans, means default values we need to assign.
Voice breaker.
Default values we need to assign. See, this we will discuss now, how default values will come. Maybe assigned value at declaration and in construction. Same as instance variable, and its addition can be assigned the value in special static block or initial block. You understood this step?
చెప్పండి మళ్ళీ.
Initiate, see, declaring is clear. If you want to define static variable, you are going to create as a static keyword and define it. Declare anywhere at class level. Whenever we define class level, we are going to define at class level. Whenever object will create, it will come. Declaring at method level. Inside the method, we are going to declare. This declaration is part clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Local variable inside the method. Instance variable starting of the class. Static variable before the variable name, we are going to keep static. This is clear right now?
Yes, sir.
Now, initializing the value means you are defining the variables. For that, we need to create the object, right?
Yes.
Yes. Let me go for now. This is the variable. As of now, you can ignore. Control Shift F. In, let us assume, let me take you one best example. Data types, we will get it from here, and nothing we are going to do. So we are keeping this in here and doing copy paste and removing this blah blah story. Now I'm not assigning anything. You have to understand it. Clear? What I'm doing, just I am assigning the defining the variable and data type. Still I did not assign any value. You are clear as of now what I'm doing? I hope you are clear.
Yes, sir.
Control Shift F. These are instance, which we can call it as instance VA variables. These are static variables, because this before this we kept that, right?
Static.
Now I will give one more. Float. See, float 3 or XYZ. Now 2 static variables are there. There are around 6 instance variables there. Now, as of now, ignore this. See, now what we define? Instance variables we define, static variables define. Now we want to print this. Clear?
Yes.
Now what I will do is that we discussed, right? Once object will create, these instance variables will available. You are clear, right? What I'm saying? Now, what I want to print? I want to print A. See now, just object name dot variable name I'm printing. Now you can see in the A what should be print? Nothing is printing. There is a space will be there. This you can observe. By default, it will take space. Now coming to Boolean. Where is Boolean? Boolean here, no one is defined. Boolean BL. Let's take this example. Now I want to call this. Sorry. Now run Java application. What it was printed? Can you observe it? You are able to see, right?
Yes.
What it was? False. Means if you are not assigned any variable, for instance, so JVM, once you create the object, JVM will create the instances, default instance values for all variables. Clear? Now coming to int. What will print here? 0. See, you are able to see, right? What is the output? 0. Like that for all. Now let's see for double. Double means D, right? D. You can see D. You are trying to understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Run Java. What assigned for D?
Okay. 0.2.
Yeah, these are the default values. For F, now you can see F. What assigned? Now the major difference between F and D is here it will accept till 4 parameters.
Okay.
Double will accept up till 8. That you can see, no problem. Now question was OMCs, right? Here what happening? Initialize value. Initialize means assigning the value. So if you are not assigning any value, by default, Java compiler will load default values which we require, it will allow. If you assign any value, JVM will create the object and it will give the same value. That's what is. None must be assigned a value before the first use. Local variables. Local variables you cannot declare because inside the method you are using. This is the condition, that's what they are saying. If you are defining the local variable means you are doing some calculation on instance variable and you are